All right, we've got Monday gi footage, or I'm sorry, Monday no gi footage to go over. So let's jump in. And from what I remember, we had some pretty good rolls going on tonight. What's up, Steven? How you doing, bud? So we got Duncan and Caleb in the foreground. See you and Joe, Killer Cam and Justin. Then Brandon and Austin in the corner there. You're working a nasty shoulder crunch on Joe there. Doing the right thing though, getting his head over your head, powering into it, rather than trying to yank out.
No, he did really good there. Yep.
I think you're pretty close to your camera.
Yeah.
There you go. That's better.
Austin's working to head over. So you went over it last time with Brandon, how he has gone in, very low, and Austin's recognizing that his head is below Austin's armpit, so he's just going straight in for guillotine setups.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Deathcore?
How you doing, man? Let's get you centered up. There we go. All right. Anyway. Oh, and who am I with? I think I'm with Steven over there on the side by the pillar. Yeah, and Steven almost about sat into across Ashi. He just didn't have the outside leg over. Like he had my leg somewhat isolated, didn't really have the knee line too well. And I countered with switching up to reverse Ashi. And I don't think I got anything out of this at all, but
And you went towards... Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah, so it was sat to reverse, fell away from the uncontrolled leg, his right leg in this case. And then it was probably just me digging my cup into his leg for too long, so I felt bad about it. Yeah, I was in on a toe hold. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I heard a nice little pop in his ankle, and he was like, I didn't feel anything. I didn't hear it. I'm like, all right, man. Joe's working some good frames on you.
He is, yeah, and he's got my leg caught really, really bad. He's doing a really good job of scissoring his legs, but I pummeled and I was able to get my left leg over top of his bottom leg, and right there, see how my left foot is over top of the hamstring, and then from there it's just trying to pressure in and make sure that I can secure a pass.
Yeah, we were just cracking your ankle knuckle. It's good. I don't want your bones hurting. What'd you say?
Oh, watch what Joe does to me here. So he does this, and this is not, admittedly, the first time that he's done this to me, but he grabs my back leg and pulls me into. So basically, what Cole was bitching about that I did to him.
Yeah.
This is exactly what happened. Exactly what happened here. So he comes up and he snatches my back leg, pulls it back, and then winds up reaching up, grabbing my far lat, I guess, and then taking my back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's damn near impossible for you to turn into him effectively at that point.
Yeah, I
at least the way you were going.
Yeah, I thought I could salvage it by like shooting into a cross ashi, but as soon as I turned my back to him, he knew what to do and he took my back.
Yeah.
It was like with no time left as well. So
What's going on, Justin?
what's up, Justin?
So let's pay Caleb and Duncan some attention here. Because Caleb's been on mount for a lot of the last minute or so, maybe more. And I know, Duncan, it's a lot to deal with. Caleb's riding almost to a triangle right now, so it's a difficult spot to be. I mean, not really a triangle in the sense that he has his legs locked up, but he's like almost shin pinning, or was almost shin pinning your right arm. Right there, you got to be real careful as you turn out of that. I mean, obviously, you could probably see it on video better now than you could when you were live, but you're leaving your right arm really exposed for a nasty armbar, which it looks like Caleb thought about doing, and I think maybe he just opted for the back here, since you had really gotten up to your back, or to turtle anyway. Not sure if he was trying to break him down there or roll through.
I think he was trying to go for the arm on the bottom, like the bottom side, like a turtle attack for an armbar or something like that. I don't know. I think I heard someone talking about attacking an armbar from turtle.
Okay. Maybe
Bertram showed that at some point.
Yeah, and so it looks like Caleb's trying to make the arm switch here, which I'm glad to see. Like, I think that's the right way to do it. Like, it looks like he's trying to fish his right arm in. What he's missing here is bringing, and maybe just because he lost the angle with Duncan's motion, but bringing his right knee over the head. So bringing his knee from this side right to here, putting his shin on the back of Duncan's head, and cutting the angle. He really wants to get his hips over here, so he's basically like cross-side with the shoulder line rather, and then he, with his free hand, which would now be this hand, he can reach down, try to grab the hips, try to grab the legs, force the roll, or just hit a belly down armbar too, if that's an option. Trying with armbar triangle as well.
That's right. Yeah, Steven was asking me about that too. Like even with like live drilling and stuff, like getting the triangle, like a reverse triangle set up, essentially. I'm sorry, a rear triangle set up, and still being able to finish the armbar, even without like a crossface leg.
Yeah. So Cam had his grandparents there watching, so he was all fired up today.
Yeah.
Ready to murder. Oh, sorry. Steven says, sorry, turtle, not triangle. So working the armbar from turtle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you were the one I was talking to, Steven, about that. Because I distinctly remember talking about that either after class or something on Monday.
Actually, before we get too far into this round, I wanted to look at what Brandon and Austin were up to, because Austin was on the back here for a bit. We might be able to breeze through this. He gets the leg trap on the top arm, and then now from there, yeah, like he gets his leg over, but he's not really taking Brandon's arm away. Like, he's keeping his knee pretty high here. So once you get that arm trapped with the leg, like, either try to straighten that top leg out and hide, you can try to hide his hand behind his back, or cross up with your other leg. Since he's opting to leave that leg in as a foot, I would assume he intended on maybe trying to hide the arm, or if you just got a little lazy on it, because now Brandon's still hand fighting with that leg in there, so it's not really working as effectively as it should.
Yep.
And then at that point you're not like winning that hand fight battle. Okay, that's all that was. So Cam's all fired up, and he He got behind me at one point here. Yeah, there it is.
You're sitting out, which is
A lot of sitting out.
yeah.
He was coming after me. Austin opting to rip Justin up to get the hooks in for the back take from Turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Cole going with? Did you see?
I did not.
Duncan.
Duncan. Yeah.
Joe and Steven probably having a death match.
Yeah, I think Joe goes with Cole soon. If it's not the next roll, what's the following?
We'll have to look out for Cole and Steven's match as well.
That was a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sat out for the rest, I think. I don't think I trained anymore.
Yeah, your knee was funky that day, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, from your slip the night before.
Yep.
So let's slow this down, just see how I got to Cam's back. Taking the inside bicep, just for really easy duck under here.
Yep.
Just notice the setup, right? Cam goes in on a collar tie. I scoop under for the inside bicep tie, taking the inside position on the arm. That really lets you flare their arm up. Which, let's see if we could catch me doing that in slow motion. So I have my own collar tie. When I'm ready, flaring my arm up, big step forward, lowering my level, peeking out the back, and really trying to follow up on the back as quickly as I can.
I think that's something that a lot of people forget to do as well, is you stay heavy on the collar tie, and as you drop your level, you'll see that your elbow doesn't move very much at all, right? Like, it comes down with your body. So as you drop your level, your elbow comes down at the same rate.
You talking about this one?
No, your
Or the
right
other
elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch your right elbow. So your right elbow is staying, I would say, level with your shoulder. So to, like, roughly. And then as you're dropping, his head's coming down, your shoulder's not changing angle, or your arm's not changing angle, which means that every pound that you're dropping here is what's weighing down on his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to further to that point, you can barely see my fingertips here. I never leave that collar tie
right
as I do it. I'm always heavy on it, even as I drag him down here, trying to set up, my next grip. Yeah, I mean, that was the perfect angle right there. You can see I've stayed on the collar the whole time.
Yep. As
I try to get him down. And I think I forgot how we fell. I think, oh yeah, look at my left ankle.
Yeah, it's all
like all of his body weight right on my ankle, my big toe.
Yeah.
Or my little toe actually. So Joe doing some leg riding right now, trying to work past Steven's low knee shield. And Duncan, you're getting smashed here, and I know this sucks, but this is where you got to really start being effective with some of your framing and some of that pressure control, I guess you could say, or pressure alleviation, right? So when Cole's jamming his shoulder down like this, the very first thing you can feel free to address is that shoulder pressure itself. With I know Bertram and Luke love to talk about that kind of false grip that you take with your, in this case, we'll call it your top forearm that's on his back, overreaching for the shoulder, pushing your arm down, like really clamping down on the shoulder blade, then dragging back to try to relieve some of that shoulder pressure. And what that does, the reason that's important is because it frees up your ability to move your head, right? Right now, Cole is on your left side, which means if you want to regard, if that's the strategy you want to go with as opposed to rolling away, you're going to have to be able to turn to your left and look at him. And if he's making you face away from him, you can't do that. So relieving the shoulder pressure doesn't just like take away some of the suck. It's also important in your ability to regard. And then that kind of hug over the top that you're doing, you've got connected hands right now. You're really just holding them there. It's not effective in creating any space or relieving any of that pressure. Cole's pressure is no joke, so you don't want to hang out there. And then to Cole, actually, since it's right here, may as well say it. This was another arm bar from Turtle opportunity. Could have possibly hit like a lat arm bar here, or just switched. I mean, you're basically cross-side over top. So taking the suck away is probably the most important with Cole, yeah. But yeah, Cole, you have an opportunity here to look for that armbar too that we were talking about the other day. So just keep that in mind. Look how friendly Caleb is being to to Brandon, not smashing his face. He's trying to Von Flu choke him here, but he's nicely. I feel like he's not putting as much pressure on him as he could. Like his knees are on the ground, his shoulder isn't like jammed into his neck.
He was being a good training partner with Brandon for sure.
Yeah. And Brandon, I don't know, you probably learned your lesson here. Holding onto the guillotine from an opponent who is top side control on you is like white belt 101. Don't do that. Same with crossing your ankles when you're on the back. You can do it later when you start to understand the position more, but let that guillotine go. As soon as someone gets cross-eyed on you from top, just let the guillotine go. Focus on framing and regarding, sweeping, whatever. I mean, we can see how long he holds it here. Caleb switching over to like a front headlock grip, really not even working the Von Flu. The Von Flu would have been from here, but then it looks like he just kind of lets it go. Justin's in the danger zone right now. Nice. Nice, Austin. Let's take this back a few frames. How deep were you in this triangle? Oh yeah, and it is close guard week, or it was. Yeah, it still is. So, curious if... How did Austin set this up? So, from armbar... Damn, how'd you get out of the armbar? Okay, alright, it looks like he didn't really have wrist control there. And you opted to go for the reverse, or the opposite hitchhiker escape, where you actually walk towards him. He switched up, taking the back, or trying to take the back. Nice. I like that transition to the triangle Austin did. Pinning the wrist. You see that?
Yep.
Let's go back real quick. Really, really like... Austin's working a really good like dual threat here. So the wrist is pinned, which is going to open up his ability to triangle, but he also has Justin's elbow across the center line, across Austin's center line. So the back take threat is there as well. So he gets to pick which one he wants. And of course, well, all right, Justin maybe forced his hand there. He got his elbow back, but I think Austin was probably pretty dead set on getting the triangle. But great early defense. Exactly what you want to do. Nice high posture. And then Austin, good change, good looking to get to the legs. It looks like the only thing that got in your way there was your own head when you were switching. It looked like you wanted to switch to the cross ashi from the bottom. Unless he was working, this was Monday, you taught that night, so maybe he was trying to work that like entrance to backside 50-50 that you went over.
Yeah, and if he was going into backside 50-50, the knee that's in between the legs needs to be penetrated all the way through Justin's body, right? Like in order for him to get the torque that he needs here. See how he's got his knee all the way through? When he goes around with his left leg to collapse on the butt, right? Calf on the butt. you'll see that his knee pulls out and goes in front of Justin.
Yeah.
Here. And so once he actually makes contact going around, and Justin's doing a great job addressing the legs early on.
Yep.
And not waiting for Austin to get into a very threatening position. But then to your point, if Austin wanted to go into a cross ashi, his head is on the wrong side of Justin's left leg.
Yeah.
So if Austin's head was in between Justin's legs, he could enter into cross ashi. If his head is on the outside of his legs, he can go into backside 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good like plan B if you want to go to cross ashi and your head's in the wrong place, or your opponent puts the foot there and you can't make that turn. It's good to be able to switch. Good offense and defense from both of you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, Justin just being aware, that's something that, like, that I think that's impressive, right? You see so many people coming in, I don't want to rant, but you see so many people who are like, I just got leg locked, or I don't know how I got leg locked. It's like, well, you know, dude, you're going against somebody who's a leg locker, and you're letting them get into your legs. Yeah. Like, don't let them into your legs.
Cam had a nice little hip bump sweep on me, which we went over, I think last week, maybe. I think Luke went over that. I don't remember, but happy to see you guys working these closed guard positions. He did it with the collar tie rather than the reach over the far side arm,
which Danaher teaches that Gordon advises to go with the collar tie rather than going over the far shoulder, which is like the more traditional way.
Yeah. Good leg placement, everything. And Duncan got on top. Just want to see the moment where, let's see, so Cole was on the back. Looks like Duncan, okay.
Just shook him off and got around. Yep.
Working the close guard, standing guard break. Legs are open.
And pinned. Yeah, nice.
Let's check that out in slow-mo again. So here, good. A little slow on the stand-up, but you get there. As soon as you notice the legs are open, good. Knee inside, shin pin.
Love it.
And then it looks like you're working around trying to pass the guard here, so.
How did it feel, Duncan? How did it, like, did you feel a little bit more comfortable after, you know, we had just drilled it and stuff, going through it live with Cole? I don't know if you're still on or not. I can't see the members in the chat.
Oh, Steven on a nasty knee bar.
Yeah.
To outside to reverse.
Right. That was deep too.
Super deep knee bar.
It's helpful knowing what. You know what I also noticed, Duncan, was that your stance was a lot more narrow than it had been in some of the previous streams. You know, like you made it a point to, you know, like the advice that I had given during class and whatnot was having a more narrow stance, and I'm hoping you felt a little bit more balanced just by doing that.
Solid. Man, Joe's doing a good job trying to work some just use some footwork to pass. Looks like he just gets too close there. Ends up in Steven's guard. I want to see how he gets here. So
watch Steven's transition. It's
Joe goes to work the standing guard break. Steven immediately gets the scoop grip, sucks his legs in, and goes to the leg that he's scooping.
Yep.
That was nice. Really nice.
But again, it's off of the standing guard break, just much like what Austin was doing with Justin on the right-hand side of the screen. Steven did the same thing with Joe.
Nice pass, Duncan.
That was really nice.
And Cole's even working. What does he do here? So Cole has a great opportunity here to do a move that I actually just, it's silly because it's not like it's not a major move, but I just never thought about it until I've started playing around with this double underhook position. If Cole stands to both legs here, cuts 90 degrees around Duncan, and basically just picks him up and puts him on his back, it's a bear hug sweep. Like it's a simple, really simple move that I can't say I've ever done, because I'm probably never bear hugging anybody, but Cole was right there. But in any case, Duncan coming up to the top. I just like this little look, hand to the outside. Cole's committed to this underhook, but it's kind of shallow, so it's going to be a little less powerful. And then once he gets those knees pushed aside, nice little leg pummel, closes the distance, keeps that knee in by the hip, and circles up. Camden just about elbowed me right in the nose. Watch this. Like, as I go to cut around, I get my head to the outside.
Oh, yeah.
It was, when it happened, I was like, thank God he stopped. He stopped under his own power. Like, I was about to eat that elbow.
Yeah.
And his Graham would have had it on tape. And yeah, for those, I mean, just because it's a good example of the standing guard break and like a lot of what Coach Mike was talking about. Let me hide myself here for a second. And the chat. So looking at the standing guard break, talking about stance, right? I've got a pretty narrow stance. Cam immediately goes for the double ankle sweep here. I'm not the least bit concerned about it. Why? Because I know that if he hits it, I'm going to fall to my butt, I'm going to pinch my knees, and I'm going to feel safe there. And I have answers. So I've gotten rid of the fear of being swept from that position because I have answers when I get there that lead to immediate attacks. That allows me to start working on my balance. So you'll notice it's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but you can watch my head movement. My head goes over my right foot. That lets my left leg become really light, and I can just pummel around. And I even, like, I think I briefly keep my foot there. Like, this might be one of the times where, like, I just stay one-footed, circling my leg around for a while. Because he just keeps digging in on it and digging in on it. But I've worked enough to keep that balance, feel comfortable pummeling around. Let's look at it in full speed, or 1 1/4 speed. He just keeps trying. I just keep taking it away until I get his legs broken open, and then I get to work my passes from there. It's nothing super fancy. Good on him wrestling up. Just a lot of reps and confidence in what happens if my balance is broken, and confidence just in my balance alone. Cam getting dirty. White belt heel hooking me. Austin back on a triangle from Mount. How do you get here? See, I feel like Justin and Austin just had a battle.
So Austin worked around to the back. From close guard.
Excellent. And hold on. What happened with Joe and Steven here? Looks like Steven got okay, mounted guillotine. As you were. So working a trap triangle from the top here. Oh man, I wish we could see. So it looks like Austin was able to beat Justin in the posture game on this exchange. But let's see if he can get the finish here. He's out, bro. He's out. I don't know how Justin's sticking through this. That honestly looks really deep. He got through to the end there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Austin was just dead set on getting a triangle because he sucked at the first one he tried. But look how close he is to arm bars here, right? He can very easily switch to a regular arm bar, a lat arm bar. If he wanted to, he could even work like a straight, an inverted arm bar, the Udigatami on the opposite arm, on the free arm. Either way, he was in a really good spot. So I would, Austin, remember when you're here, man, you're well versed in your triangles now. Start looking to complement them, right? Add the threat of the armbar like every time it comes up. Take that opportunity. This triangle is deep. It's solid. I don't know how Justin was surviving this. It looks like maybe he has his chin tucked and he's looking in a bit. But you throw in the armbar threat on top of that, he's gonna have a really, really rough time navigating both of those. So I think you're confident enough in your triangle now. Start doubling up, man. Go ahead.
So what I've learned from at least the triangles that I've tried putting on is these. If you notice how Austin's legs are perpendicular when he finishes a triangle, and most people, I think, prior to the Danaher DVDs and instructionals, everybody would be like, well, yeah, that's how you finish a triangle. When you're having somebody who's really tough and being very stubborn, or just honestly, very good at defending these, or at least finding that little centimeter worth of space that he needs to breathe, aligning your feet or having your feet and your knees pointing in the exact same direction to be parallel, that actually tightens up the triangle. So in what I'm saying here is Austin would flare his left leg out to go in the same direction as his right leg, focusing on bringing his left knee to his face and extending his right knee away, and then back heeling down. I think that would finish up the triangle in this case.
Yeah, and I would, Austin, if you're watching this, or if you watch it later, ask us about that at class, because that's a hard thing to describe. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm sure plenty of people are like, what? Why would I change my, like, they look at that triangle and they think that's perfect, which it is. Perfect. It's a great triangle. But yeah, I know what you mean. We should show them that and go over that a little bit more in person.
Yep, it's definitely the more complicated finish of the triangle, but I promise once you find it or do it, you won't do it any other way.
Yeah, and it just completely hides that opposite shoulder. Like, it's super beneficial. I just want to give Brandon shout outs here, working the standing guard break against Caleb.
Yep.
He stands up, he gets put down, immediately pinches his knees together. He's looking for the double ankles. Just about gets it. I think he got lazy here on the stiff arm, and Caleb ended up winning the scramble up. But really, really good attempt there. Happy to see it. We are 36 minutes into this stream and 13 minutes into footage. So, Caleb, dirty.
Nice mat return.
Dirty. Cole and Steven are going.
Jeez. Yeah, this is Steven. How's your ribs? How are your ribs?
Forgot about that.
God. Yeah, it just reminded me. I was really thinking you were going to try and ninja roll here when I was watching this.
I was just slapping Austin in the belly.
Yeah.
I started talking smack to him and just kept slapping him in the stomach. Steven says he's sore in one spot. Oh, wait, we just missed it. What happened? Picks him up a couple inches off the ground, slams him down. He's
Cole,
smiling
that's what
too.
you wanted to say. You said you picked him up a little bit and set him and let him go, is what you said.
Let's see if that was
I
a
think
let
you
go.
helped him. I think you assisted him down to the ground.
That was faster than gravity, bud.
That's not 9.81 meters per second squared.
And yet he still chooses to play close guard against him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw this. You were setting up a reverse triangle?
Side triangle.
Side triangle?
Yeah. How did I get here? So went around to like a dorsal position.
Mm-hmm.
And then he reached... did he reach through my leg, or did I think I maybe trapped his leg, actually. Or, I'm sorry, trapped his arm. His right arm.
You stepped over with the right. Yeah, okay. With your right leg. You went over top of his... Yeah, I remember watching it.
Yeah, and so kind of to the point we were just giving him about, like, doubling up on the triangle threats, I'm immediately trying to work a Kimura here as well, right? So if he starts to... like if he extends his arm away or tries to like maneuver me or whatever, right here you could see I grabbed that. Oh yeah, I think he was trying to pull his leg up over me or something like that. Cool thing about this is when he makes a closed loop and he defends the Kimura, if I pull on that to try to get his arm free, I'm pulling that other arm with it. And that allows me to tighten up that side triangle even more. So I can work both. Side triangles suck for me because my legs are so short, and it's difficult to tighten them up. So when I could use those two threats together, it makes it much higher percentage that I'll get one of them. But I really wanted that side triangle. I like triangling Austin. Just he needs to know
that is fine.
Who Daddy is. Oh, watch this.
Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah.
Again. Bait the foot sweep. I think he kind of forget. Like as soon as I got that 2-on-1 grip, I was like, oh, I'll have to give it a shot. One more time. In slow-mo. So from all the way there. I love it. I love those, man. I gotta like follow up on them though. I just get too stoked every time I hit it that I don't like just rush in and try to pass the guard. Cole with the back take on Steven here.
Yep.
Doesn't get his hooks in just yet.
I think Steven beats him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Caleb just put a hurting on Justin off camera. What's up, Cam? How you doing, bud?
Cam?
We just went over our death match earlier. But your grandma got much better angles than we did, so you probably saw a lot cooler stuff. Duncan getting put down. And
but keeps his cool and gets back up.
Nice. Lost the leg position there, but ended up winning the scramble. Rather, the leg pinch I'm referring to. Yeah, what am I doing to Austin here?
I think you were trying to hit that the arm bar that
Yeah,
you
from
were
the
showing me, like, yep, that
high
high.
cross position.
Yep.
Honestly,
Switching into arm bar.
I really want to use that position to get better at my wrong way triangle.
Yeah. You get so inverted.
Yeah.
With it. Yeah.
It's so pitted.
Justin's been so good at turning the angle, like cutting a weird angle to where it's very difficult to take his back. Effectively.
Yeah. And even taking his back has been much more fruitless lately. Mm-hmm. Like once you get there, he's just he misaligns himself like so early that it's really difficult to recover a strangling position. Steven on the outside
heel hook. Yep.
Yeah, I guess an outside heel hook.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
And the knee was so bent that he didn't really have to twist that much in order to make it tight.
Yeah. So Brandon and I had a great roll. I think Brandon's about 3 months in to jiu-jitsu now. So I really wanted to use this as an opportunity to see where he's been. Before all that though, let's look at this double leg, this blast double from Joe.
Yep.
Which was the takedown you went over that day, I believe.
It is, yes. Found his head on the outside just a little bit.
Yeah, and Cole like locks up the double overhooks here, and really does the right thing. I mean, essentially, let's see how they land. Make sure I think about this the right way. Yeah, Cole doesn't fall just straight back on this, and it's almost like Joe was working a body lock pass. It's like he wasn't doing that, but it looks like the result of trying to work a body lock pass. Your opponent takes control and manages to like forward shift and then hit like a sumigashi, right, falling to the side, right, sweeping over. You know, Cole kind of had a similar look here. As he fell back, he wisely fell to the side. Joe wasn't able to establish a base, despite the really, really nice takedown. That looked great. What's up, James? How you doing, bud?
What's up, James?
So yeah, immediately Brandon starts doing the right thing. I hit him with a takedown where I got on his back, or I got to his back. You know, I settled for side control. Starts framing me, getting his bottom knee in, working back to guard. That's what we like. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. As a white belt, you should be working on your escapes to guard, especially just as, you know, it's kind of a nice safe thing to have in your back pocket as you get up through the rankings. He gets to my back, starts working an arm trap. Like all these little things that we've gone over. I'm not sure if he's been here through a full cycle of our curriculum yet, but damn near. But he's pulling things from everything we've gone over, so.
That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah. Steven working the guillotine. Yeah, he gets it. Let's look at that guillotine real quick. So from bottom half here, comes up on it. And with the bottom side arm. So, okay, snaps down into the headlock. Gotcha. And then this is really good. He's got his shoulder in a good spot. Gets Justin broken down far enough to where he can get his own... Steven can get his own left shoulder there, right over the nape of the neck, which is where... That's how deep you want to get over on those front headlocks. And Cole, I think, would make you proud right now, Mike. Watch his back take.
Yep.
Almost.
I was coaching him through it.
That was excellent reaction from Joe. I mean, the back take looked good. Joe was able to create some space there, it looked like, and turn into it. So. Gordon and Pedro Mourinho. Yeah, there was a lot of smothering, and I may have bloodied somebody's nose like the week following that match from trying to smother people. So Brandon again putting to work stuff that we went over in class. He doesn't quite hit it perfectly, but I broke his legs open, right? I broke his guard open. He wants to be the one to do that. Doesn't get the inside knee down quick enough, but I can tell he's thinking his way through this move right now. Starts to get to the position. I start to break down with him there, and he's in attacking the leg. So I had to plant my foot here and make sure he couldn't do anything about it. Puts me right back down. I get my leg safe again. I believe I stand up again. Joe and Cole, what ended there? I guess Cole on an Americana or a straight arm?
It was a straight arm.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a straight arm.
Yeah, that Gordon Ryan match was fun to watch just because, like, he just imposed his will in a way that, like, I don't think a casual viewer would appreciate, because Pedro Mourinho is, like, he's good. He's a good grappler. He's an accomplished grappler. And the size difference between the two of them wasn't that drastic, at least as far as weight. And he just laid and smothered him. And then when he realized that he wasn't going to get when he wasn't going to call a shot, but time was running out, he said, all right, let me just finish this. And he just, like, chose to finish it and did. And there was nothing Pedro could do about it. And then right here, yeah, I really wanted to see what Brandon would do with this, like, this position here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems so simple to us and probably some of the other higher belts, but, like, there's a feel here where you get someone's leg up on your shoulder like that, and we would automatically know which side to go to, and put some real pressure into it. And I wanted to see, Brandon, like, took a second, starts barreling into me, and then I think he realizes, oh, I've got a wide open guard pass, and just immediately goes for the back. It was just like these little tiny things he kept hitting and kept seeing, which is that's exactly what I wanted. Here he's, like, getting that knee up way behind my head. I'd like to see that foot a little in closer. Yeah, like here, I mean, that makes my knee hurt just watching that. But he opted for the armbar instead of the back take. That's fine. Loses the armbar, doesn't lose the position.
Justin went for the standing guard break as well, and wound up getting put down to his butt, but winds up pinching. So he goes and stands, immediately trying to get his posture back, but then as soon as he gets put back down, he's pinching his knees together and he's addressing the legs.
Yeah, Steven can't move.
Yep.
Solid.
Hip heists and then back to business, right? Like that's the way that it should be. But I mean, just for those in the chat, when we sit here and you guys are like, why the hell do these guys always talk about doing the standing guard break rather than the other one? Think about how long you would have stayed in somebody's closed guard trying to break it open if you didn't stand up, right? Like here, you're moving on with the action. You're not wasting a whole ton of energy getting stuck in closed guard. You just get up, you get out. You get put down to your butt, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Get back up.
Yeah, you either break it open or they open it for you at that point.
That's it. Yep.
Steven with a really nice armbar variation. Completely over the head. He's got like the shoulder Sankaku armbar variation. And then he's breaking over the hip, which is awesome.
Steven, I think this is the one that we were talking about, right? How you said that you wanted to see in the stream, how you got this finish. This is like the Gordon Ryan, Craig Jones finish. EBI.
The one that Craig Jones tried to finish on him, or because Craig got him in the armbar.
Yeah, I think Gordon did the same thing, right?
Did he?
Like Gordon did the same thing. Craig didn't tap, and then
Did Gordon take the armbar, or did he finish from the back to the arm? I can't. I've seen the clip of him escaping the armbar more than I have of how he finished that match, I think.
He finished through the armbar, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I want to bet.
We should probably know that.
I'm willing to bet he did.
So, yeah, Justin is going... He's misaligned from here, so Steven's opting to look for an armbar finish, which is not easy to do from here, since I can't see where Steven's bottom leg is. But typically it would be like, you know, pinned in place by Justin's weight. So I don't know how he got it out here. Maybe when Justin leaned up here. And then Justin was doing the right thing in trying to keep Steven's legs off of his face. So I think that's what I think I'm seeing here. Like you're preventing the cross-face leg from finding its spot. But there are variations from here, right? So in this one, the way I feel this one playing out whenever I use it is I'm weighing down the shoulder line so much that it makes it difficult, not impossible, but difficult for you to be able to get up, to like roll into me like you're doing here. It completely shuts down the hitchhiker escape, so it only gives you one option as far as like which way you're going. And then Steven, I think, was very quick on the finish here for the actual breaking mechanics, breaking over the hip. If Steven had opted to like pin your hand to his chest, I think he would have been fine. But because you could see Steven's like pushing the arm away from him, breaking over your hip or breaking over his own hip. I think that's why this was successful. Because like right here, you're just about up. Right, but now you can't turn your arm, like you can't rotate it to where the break isn't there, and yeah, you're tapping to that one as anybody would. It's a really interesting leg setup for that armbar that you don't get to see too frequently. But for what it's worth, Justin, that defense that you were doing, I mean, if it was a standard armbar, like blocking that leg. Just getting it over your head and then like kind of pressuring yourself back up to where your head and shoulders can pin the leg. It's a fine option for defending the armbar. You have to worry about the triangle if you depending on how you sit up, but I wouldn't stop doing that even against Steven. Duncan in on I think it's Duncan to me and on a single leg. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough spot, man. I can't. It's hard to imagine how deep that was when you were going for it. So, or how deep the armbar was when you were going for your escape. So the pressure could have been enough for you to tap instead of trying to work through it. There's certainly no reason to hold off on that. And Duncan was trying really hard to do your you're looking for that fight, aren't you?
I am, totally.
Duncan was trying to do the counter to the standing guard break that you went over, the entrance to backside here against me.
Oh, cool.
Like, he got his knee down. Everything was really good about it. I think I just knew what he was going for. My stance was a little wide. You could see I kind of like pummel my knee in, and I get his leg off. Like, I don't let him sink his leg all the way under and through. So he just kind of lost his connection. But
I mean, it's the point again of addressing. So if somebody's trying to shoot into your legs, addressing the legs is the first thing that you need to be doing, right?
Yeah, getting that leg off of me.
Yep.
Solid butt kick, though. Cole and Caleb.
They had a good match.
So looks like Caleb shoots a double. Good, excellent sprawl from Cole. That was critical. And then right around to the back. All right.
Yep.
Why do you like the Steven top game thing, James? Because frankly, I don't. But I also
Frankly,
don't.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I also don't like your top game, James. Or anybody's for that matter. Yeah, fair. Yeah, he's not digging on your legs when he's playing top game like he does playing bottom half or anything like that. Let's fast forward a bit. Looks like I think I tried to set up another side triangle on Duncan. I don't remember what I got here. Oh, and this is something it's such a simple move that I think kind of gets forgotten a little bit. It's called a crackdown in wrestling. I think I'm using that right. But it's really just like an underhook on the hips, and you just use that to create torque and like bowl them over, right? So I have my control over his head and shoulders here, and as he starts to turtle up, I just focus on shifting his hips back down. I believe it's a crackdown in wrestling.
Yeah, we like Gordon and Danaher call it just a reverse tight waist.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I use this religiously. I mean, that's part of my game as well.
Yeah, and now whenever I go to like turtle up on Caleb or something, he's probably gonna start using it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, same, Justin. Brandon's like, what the hell are you doing to me? But yeah, Duncan right here, like you could kind of hit the same, or you could start looking for that crackdown on me as well. I'm sure of the hundreds of hours we'll have out of like streaming footage, maybe one day a wrestler will watch it and be like, these guys have no idea what they're talking about. It's like Steven with an armbar.
Yep, from the triangle too, with no crossface leg, I believe.
Yeah. Cole laying down some nasty pressure. So this is a Kimura variation called a cross Kimura. That's how I know it. Where, so you can see I set up that like dorsal Kimura position, and Duncan does a good job of keeping his hand in front of him, in front of his stomach. That's typically, you know, impossible to finish a Kimura from there, right? You need to get the knuckles behind the back. So I opt to step my legs over, so both of my legs are behind his back. I sit to my butt and to my back. I don't care if he hikes up and flips over, because now I can use my legs to extract the hand. I'm not just pulling up with my arms and like with a bit of my back. I can extend my body and use the strength of my legs in trying to fight that arm grip out. So even as he goes over, I try to make sure my foot doesn't get caught. Now I can extract the arm, I pin it, and it's hard to see from here, but I'm posted up on my left foot, which is I'm pulling Duncan up with that, exposing his back, not letting his back be hidden by the mat, which means his knuckles can't get behind him. So I expose his back, and I could start looking to get the finish. I didn't want to torque too hard on it, but yeah, Duncan said it was pretty much done once I got the foot posted. So yeah, that's another option if you just can't break the guy's grip.
This is nice darce, or like reverse darce. I don't know, like, or arm in north-south choke. I don't know what that.
Yeah, it's basically just a
Or
katagatame.
reverse katagatame, yeah.
That's the fun part of white belts. Sometimes you just get to make stuff up.
Right.
Actually, wait, I want to go back to this triangle.
I think Steven was saying that's double
That's
arm
a double
bar.
arm bar. Yeah. He told me that later. It's like, I hit a double arm bar. Like, you asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason that happened, Brandon, is I think Steven was in a loose, like a trap triangle, and you snuck your other arm back in. The problem is his triangle was so high up around your shoulders that it can still isolate both arms, and when that happens, an isolated arm is a vulnerable arm, and that same rule applies if you have two isolated arms. So I opt to use that standing guard break sweep that we did. I ended up going to kind of an outside senkaku, I believe. Take a scoop grip down. I opted for down by the ankle. Mike, you were talking about up by the knee. I think I just tend to go for the ankle, like in the same way you just tend to go up to the knee. But I get outside, and I roll through on it to cross side. Duncan tries to get up. That just lets me lock up my triangle. I don't think I did much leg entangling with it, though. Caleb.
You just used it to sweep on top.
Yeah. Caleb getting top position at the end.
Yeah, it took the whole match, but he persevered through, for sure.
I'm very proud of you, Caleb. All right, let's fast forward a little bit, so we're not here all night. Oh yeah, Steven tried to buggy choke me, so he got a nice open-faced forearm sandwich. And all I'm doing there is just trying to posture up as best I can while keeping his head planted. I can't see how good his grip is, and honestly now seeing it's not as deep as he would like, but it's still, I mean, it sucked. It was getting tight. It was at least controlling. We were so sweaty at this point. Every time I try to go to S mount on Steven, like he just ends up slipping out the back. So annoying.
Mm-hmm.
How did I pass? Oh, it was just a quick step around. Yeah, it was really close. The grip was. The strangle wasn't. I'll never let you get that on me. And then next Wednesday, he's going to get it on me. Joe working. Oh. So Joe was in a three-quarter armbar here with both ankles up over the neck, but he's straightening his legs out, and that's what allows Brandon to slip his head out here. So got to dig your heels in on that, Joe. Dig your heels in and use that. Remember, the armbar isn't finished by straightening your legs out like that and straining. Just dig your heels in to control his head, and then you can work on your grip breaking with your hands when you're in that variation. Only time I can really think that you would like straighten your leg in an armbar when you're attacking an armbar is if you have like a foot inside on the bicep and you're trying to use that to break the grip. Otherwise, you want to really focus your legs on controlling the head and shoulders.
Looked like you were trying to set up your own buggy choke on Steven.
No, I think I'm just going for the high cross again. Like I'm not.
Okay.
I'll never hit a buggy choke.
I thought that when I saw your hand go over, I didn't see that his arm was already.
Oh yeah.
Out.
No, I think I buggy choked Gavin and I retired my buggy choking career. Maybe I'll do it on Austin one of these days, but he'll probably do it to me a lot more than I'll ever do it to him. And this is where I think Steven and I stay for the remainder of the roll. Just another case of you guys getting impossible to strangle.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. He starts working the Kyle Chambers rear naked strangle defense.
Hands on face.
Yeah, the Home Alone defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. Which, you know, and we were joking about it when I was talking, but or when we were rolling. But that's, you know, one thing I remember, you know, we were watching that match, you and I were texting back and forth about how infuriating it was that Isaac Michel wasn't like trying to leg trap. He tried to leg trap, I think, once successfully for a little bit, and then maybe one other time. And like that, but that's the thing. That's immediately what I'm trying to do here is a hand like that is easy to grab. I pass it off to my bottom side underhook, throw in the leg trap. Obviously, you know, Steven's, it didn't end up going my way as far as getting the strangle. But that was,
you're doing anti-jiu-jitsu.
This is anti-jiu-jitsu. Yes. I'm not engaging here. But yeah, so I don't know. I've been really trying to mix up like using the straitjacket method, and then using like, you know, the Luke Moeller method of just constant blitzkrieging the face with my forearms. So switching it up when I can. Briefly thought about going to a high ball ride there, but I don't know. I don't have much success from there, I think, because of my legs. Let's keep it going a bit because it is just a lot of this, and there's like 30 seconds left. Cole doing Cole things, isolating that far side arm. Yeah, and I just about sank it in here, and
He was watching the clock.
I know I should have covered his eyes.
Stare at that clock, man. Yeah, that was great.
Caleb coming in hot. And Justin, I got to be honest with you, man. I'm probably more determined to hit you with the rear naked strangle than I am anybody else in class right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think you employ Preet's like defensive postures very well, and I want to prove to myself that I can overcome them. So you put up a solid defense with it, and I want to figure out how to get around that. So I've been definitely putting a focus on that. You know, here I'm kind of cheating myself out of the opportunity just by switching to the rear triangle. But yeah, it's something I'm thinking a lot about when I roll with you these days. And then this was just while I'm thinking about it. So I arm trapped here. I think I was like, I'm probably not going to recover to a strangle because my head's like over top of yours. I'm like pretty high up the body. Notice the space between my chin and your shoulder. There are things I could do probably to recover that, but once I got that arm up above the head, I knew I was very close to being able to set up a successful rear triangle. Just had to get to the triangle first. And then you'll see on the finish, I do something that I don't often think about, but I absolutely had to do it with you here, was attacking the opposite arm, the free arm in that triangle. It's hard to see, but once I get your grip off of my ankle, off like the controlling ankle there, I'm trying to pull that arm up too, just like I pulled the other arm up, just to tighten up the space on the triangle. And I think once I did that, that was how I ended up getting enough strangle pressure there. You could tell me otherwise. But yeah, anybody trying rear triangles, don't forget the free arm can be used against them too. Thank you for the feedback.
Steven and Caleb, there was a lot of back and forth during this match. I don't remember the outcome.
Nice work from Austin here on the side. I think Cole's letting him work a little bit here. I don't see Cole slamming his back into the mat like he did to Steven. But Austin sneaking out the back here. Good guard passing from Steven. Let's see if Caleb recovers.
With the trapped arm.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah, he's got the arm trapped.
And it's the bottom arm too, which is going to be significantly harder to recover. But now he's losing that alignment that we look for, right?
Yep.
Caleb's just about turned into him.
Yep. He immediately comes up and gets back into a half guard.
Yeah, good defense from Caleb. What was the outcome of the Craig Jones-Gordon match? Did you find it?
Gordon, he finished from the back. He finished rear naked strangle.
Okay. I wonder if he didn't want to do the armbar because his own arm was all jacked up.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it definitely popped. But for $10,000, however much they were offering, he was willing to take that.
Yeah. You mean it wasn't a $5 medal that says like new breed on it?
$100 to go enter it.
Yeah. Steven on a deep, nasty knee bar here. Oh, what happens?
He gets out of it. Caleb miraculously gets out.
I want to see this setup again. Did he step around to the right leg? Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, he was quick on it. The knee's just about in the knee line, at the knee line. Okay.
But watch.
He recovers.
So let's do a breakdown of why it worked out for Caleb, and you'll have to take my word for it that it worked out. But so immediately as he's going up, notice that Caleb can't cross his legs and try and get the legs out. His leg is fully extended. So what Caleb opts to do is to hug the hips and drive his knee up towards the belly, so deeper into the knee bar. And you'd be like, whoa, that's dumb. It's not, because in order for the knee bar to work, it needs to break across the hips. So if you can shoot it in even deeper, Steven doesn't have the ability to really extend the leg all the way out. So as he does that, it gives Caleb the opportunity to rotate. He winds up putting himself into a precarious position here, right? You're never out of the woods until you've cleared your knee line officially.
Mm-hmm.
So now Steven has to do a pass off in order to get to an outside heel hook. But the point is that now Caleb doesn't have as much knee bar danger because he has his knee pointed at an angle rather than straight up and down. So that's why it worked out for him.
Yeah, he bought himself some time there. It looks like Steven tried to recover that.
He did.
Tried to recover to the knee bar.
Yep. And then Caleb winds up kicking out here, and then round comes over. It was good.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was a nice battle because that's like that. Both people. Steven's really good at leg locks, and now Caleb is very proficient and confident at trying to stave off the leg locks, the gauntlet, so to speak.
Yeah. Joe's just being mean. Puts me down.
I was telling Joe to use it because he had that almost like that reverse Nelson type thing. I don't know what it's called. It's not the 100%. Well, maybe it's kind of like 100% grip.
Oh, it's just a half Nelson.
Yeah, it's just a half.
Like if he was able
it's
to
like
get
a reverse half Nelson. He has it like
from the front.
Yeah, front half Nelson.
Look at this Kimura Steven just hit on Austin, and Austin didn't tap. Oh, God.
That's a tough one. Yeah. Kimura's from bottom. You have to get locked. You have to lock him down. I know Steven knows that. He was going for getting the finish, but Austin was also doing really good to not allow Steven to get to the sweep.
Yeah.
But then when he comes back, Steven just goes straight into the legs.
Yeah, and what grabbed his own hand behind his back. Austin does weird shit like that, man. What did Austin tap to here, Steven? Because it looked, you set up the cross, like the cross ashi, or did you? Oh, I think you had an ankle lock on the opposite leg.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. See me trying to like slide into the snap down against Joe.
Yeah.
Really, I was just trying to get him to like lower his level just by lowering my own.
He kept his elbows nice and tight to his body and followed you down.
Yeah.
It was good defensive wrestling.
Caleb get? Oh, cloverleaf.
Yep, Texas cloverleaf.
Basically a knee bar. Or a nasty forearm into the calf. I've definitely tapped to both. Steven smashing his way out of Austin's triangle.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, like, how I don't know, you don't see too much closed guard play, and I feel like in you know, either professional jiu-jitsu or whatever. Like I think a lot of people just opt to play open guard, you know, at all levels. And Austin's built like a really solid closed guard game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he just got tapped there like a loser. Yeah, that was an interesting leg configuration. So like Steven's in a cross ashi, but he doesn't have the triangle hidden, and then he was attacking the far straight ankle again with a standard grip too. Y'all just making shit up now.
It was a nice go behind from Joe.
Yeah, right in off the single leg.
He was trying to go, I think, for that double, and then he opted for the single. I think that's all you allowed him to get.
Yeah, and then I think either I was weighing forward a little too heavily, or because I don't think he really, his head was, it was already on the outside. But because of my arm position, he was like, all right, sucker, I'll just take your back. Just not a spot I like to be when I'm rolling with Joe.
Yeah. He was going really far forward. I was coaching him to stay back on his haunches. I was like, no, get that crossface back.
Yeah.
As it post up on the knee across the belly. Knee across the belly.
Austin, if you watch this, I want to see you start working some shoulder crunch stuff too. Adding that into your closed game arsenal. Like, look how deep his shoulder crunch is here. I think he could give Steven a lot of trouble from that position.
Yeah, especially I'm just again going back to a very well-rounded closed guard game. I think comes the shoulder crunch is something that screams that it needs to be used.
Yeah.
So now you're catching Joe with the same. Okay, that's right. So you were threatening Joe with the same thing that he had threatened me with, and I had gotten a cold with last week.
Yeah, I mean, I just do that. I do that when people put me in Kesa pretty frequently. Like I'm not too concerned when people get me to Kesa unless it's like Bertram, or Luke, I guess. But yeah, people leave their leg, their top side leg open too much. And once you capture that, I invite them to try to hit, arm-based Americanas, not like the legs Americana. Because then you just slip right out the back. It's a super easy back take. I got way too overextended on Joe.
You can't give him a lot of space when it's like that. He's very powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that.
I love that he's just immediately on the attack on my base.
Yep. Yeah, I was just telling him stand up.
Good movement from him getting around my guard.
Yep, and then he needed to sink low into north-south. Yeah. But his right hand, this is where he messed up. I was trying to get him to put his right hand down by your left hip or your right hip, and then just, wear you down that way. You were able to come around and almost turtle up there.
Yeah.
In time.
Yeah. Getting a little late. Let's get to the good stuff. Tried to hit a shoulder throw, like a little Seanagi.
It's tough on Cole.
It's tough in jiu-jitsu, period. I mean,
True.
Yeah, Cole for sure. Like, you just give up your back, though, and Cole's probably not the guy you want to try to hit that move with. So Steven has already lost the knee line, so that's why that heel hook isn't there on Caleb.
Yeah, and again, going back to like our team, right? The people that are training here. The first thing that Caleb does, other than trying to go for a toe hold, is clear his knee line by addressing the legs. Like that's the reason why the leg attack becomes loose, right? And Steven has to reclaim that knee line. So immediately going up, addressing the legs, trying to push the legs down below the knee line, and then he'll take the knee down to the mat, and then he can work his escapes from there.
So I think I'm looking for the same case of Gatame leg trapping.
Yep.
Cole here.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
And he talked about that on Monday.
Yeah. And from there, it's either an easy guard take, an easy back take, an easy guard pass. Ooh, Caleb deep on a straight ankle. Steven having none of it.
He is, yeah.
Countering. Getting it.
And getting it.
That's so frustrating. I want to watch Steven tap to a straight ankle one of these days.
Not likely.
No. No, we'll let Luke catch him.
Yeah.
Get smashed here for a little bit. Cole's on my back. Okay. Did he do a good back take? Yeah. Like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I got him in an E-bar. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so from being on his back, I'm able to misalign. I get my shoulders out to the ground. And I think I stepped my right leg to the outside of his leg. My right leg to the outside of his right leg.
Right leg, yep.
So that means his right leg is between my legs. I was able to capture it once I got my shoulders free. Or no. It was his left leg. Okay, I got you. He stepped over. Steven again trying to work this knee bar, but Caleb gets his knee free. Cole just stepping over my guard like it's not even there. And I'm doing a really dumb thing of hugging his neck here too. Like I should be looking to set up frames. He doesn't give me much room to do it, but I know I yell at you guys for doing that stuff too, so I make the same mistakes.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, with his shoulder pressure and everything coming down on you, your hands like immediately go. I know I find myself doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You're trying to clear that and get a little bit of breath, and then starting to work afterward, right? After you clear that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got my left arm super extended up. I managed to find some space to sneak the elbow back in. And there I'm just trying to pummel his left leg away from his body. Like I'm trying to pummel the inside position, move his left leg away from the body. Trying to work my elbow escape, but he's a tough one. And I think we got our last match of the evening here.
You can see that Austin's trying. What he's doing is he's bringing his knee on the inside of the left bicep of Joe. Joe's getting annoyed with it and winds up on his own, putting himself in a triangle, basically. So he's here, and he's thinking he wants to clear that leg because Austin's pulling, right? So then he brings it on the inside there.
Yep.
And gets caught into a triangle.
Good posture.
But great posture. So, I mean, that's just the awareness, right? Like, you know, some people you go against are just going to be able to throw up a triangle like it's nothing. You got to be aware that that happens.
Joe's footwork has gotten really, really good. Like he uses a really dynamic passing style, or has been lately. It's been getting more and more effective. And then yeah, back to just another point on that triangle. Like, you know, Austin's not exactly a heavy dude, but when he throws that triangle up, it's normally so high up your spine that he doesn't need to be heavy. He does a great job at breaking down my posture and keeping it broken down, and I've seen him do it to damn near everybody else in the gym.
Yep.
So like getting your posture back from those situations against a guy who's really good at triangles is no small task. Oh God, I wanted him to fight out of that. It looks like Joe's head was a little offline there.
It was, but
Yeah.
you notice, like, when he went to sink it in, watch what he does here. Over, pulls him up, and watch his head.
Yeah.
His head digs up underneath before he puts in that supporting hand. And I think that's really the reason why he wound up securing the choke.
Yeah, he got it.
Is he just
really deep.
Yep.
Gives you some wiggle room for error, we'll say.
Yep.
I like that reset, Joe. Your base was getting a little wide. Austin was getting to the inside position. Got to make connection here. There you go. And opposite to work from your knees, pulling into the legs. I tried to work the pendejo guard on Kurt yesterday.
Yeah.
He immediately just tried to toe hold me.
Yeah,
Like
I've been
top,
trying
the top leg.
without success. I didn't try it on Joe for this this night on Monday, but I've been trying it for about a week now, and I've about given it what I've got. Like,
I told Kurt
I
you're
don't know.
looking for it, so
I am. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it on everyone. At least trying to find it. So
little I don't know if I'd call that a try. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much a tripod sweep. Just double ankle.
yep. Then massive reap. I guess he's all the way over the hip.
I mean, if Austin's knee's okay, we'll let it slide. Because he's cross-eyed, he's not getting any heel exposure from that, so.
Right. So then
I'd let it go. I wouldn't call it a reap. That's why I don't ref.
I mean, here's another good example of having a shoulder crunch opportunity. I mean, he would have a head and arm here, but
Yeah.
the shoulder crunch is right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin, let's go over the shoulder crunch.
He'll have to start getting comfortable with playing a butterfly, like a butterfly guard, though. You know, because you're not going to shoulder crunch from closed guard necessarily. Like, you can, I guess.
Stand out.
Yeah, yeah. Which he might be able to do with you know, he might be able to kind of elongate himself enough to be effective there, but
Yeah.
Joe doing a good job getting to the standing position. Austin, solid.
Right into the leg. That was awesome.
Joe's not letting his balance be taken away. And if that wall wasn't there, he may have had an opportunity for a back take.
Yep.
Anyway,
That was a good session.
really, really good. As always, you guys look awesome. Thanks for training as hard as you guys do and working all this closed guard stuff. I'm really stoked to see you guys put into work the things that we're doing in class. So
Yep.
keep it up. Do it tomorrow at class. Yeah. Follow us here. Subscribe here. Support us at coffee.com/MOBJJ. Use your Twitch Prime here if you haven't, or if it's thank you guys.
Thank you.
If it's lapsed, all that good stuff. This video will be up on YouTube. Subscribe over there as well. I tried to remind everybody at the beginning of this, but I'm trying to, remind you guys to log your attendance at the beginning of this before the stream goes live. So I hope you guys start doing that. Really helps us out keeping track of you guys and how much ass you've been kicking. So speaking of, be there tomorrow. And be there this weekend. We'll be shooting a little promotional footage, so go get your hair did and put on your best makeup and come let us beat you up. And yeah, we'll make a commercial out of it. Bring your gi as well on Saturday, just in case, if you guys plan on being there, just so we have some good no gi footage, some good gi footage and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be your typical Saturday class, so come ready to train and have a good time. Before you do that, be sure to trim your nails and do your laundry and do not be stinky. And yeah, anything else?
It's all valuable advice.
All right, wonderful. We will see you guys very soon. Later.
Later.